Welcome to Ferrum Basketball Nothing But Net. I'm your host, Taylor Chitwood. Alongside me, as always, Coach Tyler Sanborn. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you having me.
Coach, looking back, lost to Barry on the road, 77-74. We were talking a little bit before about the last-second possession shot. Didn't go in our favor. But, again, we're in that ball game late.
Yeah. I thought we really battled, played hard. It was a long trip. The trip down there on Friday night took about 10 hours. We got stuck in a lot of traffic. So got in about midnight, woke up, did a walkthrough at the hotel, had breakfast, and went over and played. And our guys really, I thought, showed a lot of enthusiasm, and we're excited to be there. And we were in it the whole game. We got down maybe 10 or 12 points at one point and fought back, battled against adversity, and then they're down the last possession. The guy made a big shot to pull it off. But I thought our guys battled and played pretty well.
That's one thing that I've been thoroughly impressed with, especially the games at home with the win against Averett and even the loss with EMU. We're down in the second half in both of those games, and you never give up in those games. You have a lot of young kids that we always talk about, our youth. They're in the game. They're battling in the game. It hasn't come out in our favor much this year, but again, we're there. And these freshmen kids that are playing college basketball for the first time in their lives are understanding the game, and the game control is there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at this level, especially, games that we've played in, the teams that we played against, the competition, which has been really good. Upperclassmen are the guys that win those games, and we have three good upperclassmen, and those guys battle. They play a lot. We're throwing a lot of guys out there and throwing them kind of into the fire. We just haven't been able to close out, especially the last two. We were up in both of those games in the last 5 minutes and just weren't able to finish it out. But I think our guys are learning. They're understanding what it takes to win. I think we're getting better. Our understanding of what we're doing is getting better. So I'm enthused. I think we'll really improve over here in the next couple of weeks.
Another thing I've been impressed with is our young guard play. We've struggled putting it through the hoop there with our guards, but that the big difference in the shot clock with the high school ball not having it into the college basketball game. And you see a lot of teams, they expand the defense just a little bit just to run that shot clock down so you can't get into your offense with 27 on the shot clock. Rather, it's 22 on the shot clock. But I've been impressed with the game management of our guards, having that mindset, knowing what they have to do, get it across half court, and get into that offense as quickly as possible.
Yeah, our guys are starting to play with a lot more pace. I think at the beginning of the year they were really trying to speed up their process in their mind, I think, trying to play at the pace of the game. But we had to play at our own pace, and that resulted in a lot of mistakes and turnovers. But I think especially over the past 3 games, our young guys have really grown up a lot, and they're starting to understand the pace that they need versus the pace that other people want to play at. And the result of that is they've played better.
Coach, we played 8 games. I think 6 of those have been on the road, and we're in a stretch now where we've got 7 straight on the road. I've played already one of those. Next game, I think, is at Roanoke in the I like to call it a Coliseum there. Coach, what's the game plan moving into that game?
They're really good. They're really good. They have a really good post player who was the ODAC Player of the Year last year. So that's going to be.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of. But it's going to be, he's going to give us a lot of issues. So we're game planning for that. We're going to try to, take them out of what they do, try to speed the game up a little bit, try to push the ball in transition and get easy opportunities. But their set defense in the half court is really, really good. And when they get the ball to him, they're really good.
I think it'll be a good test for Barnhart down low. As again, I've been impressed with his defense, especially as a freshman, even on the perimeter. With the hedge in there on the screens, I've thoroughly been impressed with him on the defensive side. So this will really be a test for him as well.
Yeah, I think he and both Marcus Player have both kind of played up to another level. They're both freshmen, obviously. They're both not really 5 men. They've had to play the 5 for us. Defensively, I think they've really improved over the stretch of the first month here. But they got a long ways to go. Their physicality needs to improve, and just the little things. But for the most part, we're getting 100% effort out of both of those guys. They play hard. They do what we ask, so that's all I can ask of them.
I was going to get to Marcus Player just in this next question. His offense is coming alive too. You see, especially in the EMU game, he took a few mid-range shots there in the short corner. You can tell his confidence is getting there on the offensive side. Barnhart's getting there too. He's still struggling a little bit, but he's one of those kids that can shoot it as well.
Yeah, both of those guys are just trying to find the rhythm. They're kind of weird in the way that they score. Trey's kind of a more versatile outside-inside type threat. In high school, he played like a 3-4. Sometimes he played the point guard for his high school team. So he's used to scoring in different ways, not necessarily on the block. Marcus is he's pretty versatile. I'm trying to get him to go more towards the basket. He loves the mid-range game and the fadeaway jumpers, but trying to get him to be a little bit more physical, a little bit more tough, trying to score right around the rim instead of shooting those difficult shots. But both of those guys are stepping up, and they're getting better. But they're freshmen, so they got a long ways to go.
You see Marcus Huff still gaining the confidence there behind the line. Had 26 points in the last one against Barry, 9 of 18 shooting. 5 of those were 3-point buckets. And last year we talked about how good of a shooting team we were. That was our bread and butter. And this year we're moving forward to that, shooting about 40% from the field and about 30%, just over 30% from the 3-point line. I know in our last show we were talking about that needs to improve, and you see that on the rise.
Yeah, in the past 3 games, I looked at this morning, we were shooting 45% from the field, and then right around 36% from 3, which isn't quite as high as we were last year, but we're improving. I think our confidence is going up. I think our guys are understanding more what we want to get offensively, and they're kind of figuring out where their shots are coming from. So that's really helped, I think, with creating more open opportunities, and I think that's only going to improve from here on out. Marcus has a lot of confidence. He's a heck of a scorer. He does a lot of good things offensively, and he's really starting to pick up on the defensive side of the ball as well.
And I honestly think that he's leading the way for those freshmen. You got Watkins, Samuels, Young as being a junior but missed last year, so really a second year fully on the court. All those guys are rallying around that defense. And, scoring is coming a premium to us, but we've been able to stay in a lot of games due to that defense.
Yeah, it's gotten better. We still have a long ways to go. Our size inside it doesn't allow us to guard the way that we really want to yet. But we're extending the pressure. We're playing in the full court. We're trying to speed teams up. We're trying to guard less in the half court, which I think has helped. Just the inconsistent play at times, especially just kind of in our details. But like I said, I think that we're really improving in that. And Marcus is really turned it up to a different notch here over the past couple weeks. And he was starting the first couple games, and then he wasn't doing the things defensively that we needed him to, so I took him out of the lineup. And I think that kind of spoke volumes to the younger guys, and everyone's kind of rallied around him, and he's done a nice job of responding, and now he's doing a lot more things that we need him to do.
Another player we see in the lineup as well is Jamal Scott. You can see him on offense, his development as well, trying to get him more and more minutes and get him comfortable with the system as well. Coach, how's that going? How's his development going?
Yeah, he's coming along. He missed a week due to a concussion. He missed some other times due to eligibility issue, but he's really coming along, and he's learning what we need. He's a talented scorer. For me, I just want him to understand how important it is to get us into our offense and do the little things that we need him to do instead of just trying to take the game on. Just kind of play the game instead of taking it on. I think it's his biggest issue, but he's learning that, and I think he's got a bright future ahead.
Coach, a positive side of the 7 games straight on the road, it's a lot of team bonding. You have a good mix of the seniors up there, the juniors, your upperclassmen, and your underclassmen with the freshmen that play big minutes. So how have the road trips been? Is it a fun team opportunity?
Yeah, I haven't done us any favors with our schedule. We've played a really tough schedule. We've played 2 Division I teams, and then we played probably, I would say, one of the hardest non-conference schedules in the ODAC this year. Which has been a real test, obviously. As you mentioned, the results haven't been in our favor very often. But our guys are together, and I really think that helps a young team. Spending that much time around your teammates is I think, nothing but good. They're growing day by day, game by game, and it's exciting to watch. I hope we grow up a little bit faster. But these road trips are good experiences. The best teams in college basketball win on the road, and we have to learn how to do that. So,
one thing that speaks volumes to me, especially me being in the booth, sitting over everybody and seeing everything that takes place. A foul or anything like that, where one of us hits the ground, all 4 other guys are immediately running over there to help him up. They huddle up on, free throws, things like that. On the bench, it's full support. Everybody's, up and down, screaming and yelling, cheering on. And that's, it speaks volumes. Again, we said our record's not exactly what it should be, what it shows, our effort that it shows. But, it's good to see that the confidence and the morale of the team, especially a younger team, is still there and thriving.
Yeah, I think our, it's kind of cliche, but I'm a Clemson football fan. My dad went to school there, and I love Dabo Swinney. I think he's one of the best, and they always talk about being all in, and we have our core values which we break on every single huddle. But a couple weeks ago, I was watching one of his press conferences, and he started talking about being all in, how they throw the chips in the bucket before the games, and all that stuff. And I was like, man, we got to change our mantra. We got to go all in. I love it. We do it all the time, and when we break on huddles, and our guys they're buying into it, and our bench at Barry during that game does not look like a 1-7 team, and we're getting closer to being all balled in, but still have a ways to go as well.
Well, Coach, thanks for joining us on this episode of Ferrum Basketball, Nothing But Net. I'm your host, Taylor Chitwood, alongside me, Coach Tyler Sanborn. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.